With that, we are going to kick it off and head on over to Miss Annette Zobar, who's going to share some stories with us. Annette?
Thank you so much, Dani and Steve. What a great start to this Zoom, as usual. Yep, it's story time, and my name is Annette Zobar, Gulfport, Mississippi, background QuickBooks consulting. So why do we have these stories every week? Why are they important? Well, these stories are how we share the incredible impact Legal Shield has on the lives of our members and associates. They motivate us. They help us make connections with our prospects. And they're especially important because you can borrow these stories you're about to hear, no matter if you're new or you've been around a while. So pay attention to how the story is told, who told it, the person's background. And you might even want to contact that person for a three-way call if the story will speak to a prospect. So our first story tonight, we are heading to Colorado to hear from Mr. Paul McAllister. Paul, you're on.
Thank you. Yes, my story is about just the power of using stories that we hear other people tell. This past week, I was out talking to a neighbor, showing him the plan I was using the consumer folder that the Hoffmans put out, but my story is more about how he didn't really see how he could use the membership. So I told him a couple stories from my own life, and then also the story that Timmer had told about just using the law firm because he could, and calling when his car had broken down and he needed a new motor. And that really caught this guy's attention. Just an everyday life issue where it didn't have to necessarily be legal, but he could benefit from the plan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Paul. And that consumer folder that Paul was referring to, we are part of the Shield Nation team. So if you go to shieldnation.com, go to training resources, there's a consumers folder there. We wanted to show it tonight, but couldn't figure out how to do it at the last minute. But anyway, great story, Paul, because you were able to tell him a story so he could see that, legal is really all kinds of things in our lives, not just all the big bad things that we typically think of. So thank you so much. Great story. Now we're going to go to Ohio to hear from Mr. Matt Miller.
Thank you so much, Annette. Matt Miller, Cincinnati, Ohio, background in manufacturing. And I had a member of mine a couple weeks ago call me in a panic because his employer told him that they were going to fire him if he didn't complete the vaccination process. And so I said, hey, let's call a law firm. A law firm called him back and explained to him what his legal rights are, but also informed him what the legal rights of his private company is that he's working for. And he wasn't, mad or upset. He just wanted to know what his options were. And so it was nice that he was informed of what his options were, but also the rights of, again, the privatized company. So he was able to make the best informed decision for his whole family. And he got the best information without getting a bill. That's the power of Legal Shield. Back to you, Annette.
Thank you so much, Matt. Yeah, that's another great story. Sometimes we just need to know what the law is so we can make our decisions. And, sometimes we might not like the answer, but once we know what the answer is, we can now make decisions that are good decisions to make. So thanks so much, Matt. We now have 2 more stories to share with our prospects, and we also learned about a new tool. Stories are important. So when you have one, whether it's an opportunity or a membership, it's a great idea to share it with everybody else. So get in touch with me so you can share your story as well. It's now time for recognition, and we are staying in Ohio. So Matt Miller, take it on from here.
Let's go. Time to celebrate. Super pumped about this part of the call tonight. So everybody get your fingers ready. Get that chat window open. All right, this is where we're going to participate as a community here. So if you Mad Street qualified in the month of September, go ahead and type in the word MAD. So you either wrote at least one membership or brought a new team member. Dani Goeden's mad. Who else is mad? Leigh and Nat. Okay, come on. Jane, there we go. All right. I need some more mads here. Come on, people. Some more mads. All right, go. And then if you Performance Club qualified, go ahead and type in PC into the chat here. PC, there we go. All right, yeah, PC, there we go. It's a building block of our business. And if you're PC Pro, go ahead and put Pro in there. Anybody pro? There we go. All right, I see you, Danny. Imagine that. There's a a trend here going on. That's good stuff. Mr. Halligan, Miss Leigh Perry. Oh yeah, she's already pro for October. That's right. She's almost PC for November already, y'all. So Leigh Perry is not messing around. So congratulations to you on that. And if anybody knows how many months they've actually been Mad Street or PC, go ahead and put that number in there too, because we have some people on this call who have like 5 years and above with this, and that's a big deal. Look, 198 months. Let's go, Timmer. Let's go. 120, 10 years. This just proves that the system works, guys. Right? So that's awesome. Okay, a couple other things here. We have a very special anniversary tonight, guys. Mr. and Mrs. Steve and Linda Beck have been part of Legal Shield for 10 years now. So Steve, Linda, I want to go out to you for a couple comments. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I should say ladies first, but I knew you were going to do this, so I'm semi-prepared. I'll go first. To quote a band that Timmer's quite familiar with, what a long, strange trip it's been. And it's been slower than we would have liked, but our future looks really bright. I have the best business partner a guy could ask for 10 years now. And our other partnership, our marriage, will hit the 25-year mark next month. So everything's trending upward. We're excited and we're just getting started.
There we go. Congratulations. Linda, anything to add there? Anything Steve might have missed?
Ditto on all that, but I do want to share one short thing. Maybe it was because of the anniversary, but over this weekend, I was doing some personal development, and something in the book led me to think about being on the stage at a convention. And somebody had asked if I'd ever envisioned that before, and I couldn't see myself doing that. But on Saturday, I did. I saw it, I heard it, I knew what I was saying, and there were tears coming out of my eyes. And I told this to Steve, and he just said, I guess we're gonna do it then, you know. But it was real. Back to you. Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
If I can jump in real quick, that book that Linda was reading is called The Tao of Network Marketing. I think you guys all know where you got it.
Anybody know that book? Anybody? Yeah. Anything? Yeah. I think I know a guy on that one. Yeah. Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much for sharing that. Linda, that was powerful, because I truly believe that others needed to hear what you just said. So thank you for that. And now we also have some new associates and some fast start qualifiers that's been going on within our businesses here. So I want to reach out to Miss Dani Goeden to explain that.
Well, hi, y'all. Yeah, so we do have a couple of new Fast Start qualifiers on Team Invested, the Goeden team. So we're super excited about that. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it on this evening, but we had 2 new Fast Start qualifiers. And then I also have 2 young ladies that are actually on the call right now. One got started a while back, but she attended convention and she decided to go for the reboot. And that is Miss Jonika Burkhead. If you would just kind of pop in and just say hi real quick, Janika. I'd like to introduce you to the team.
Hi, team. How are you guys?
Awesome. So congratulations to Janika. She is well on her way to redoing her Fast Start reboot. And then the next young lady I would like to introduce is Miss Ashley Harrison. Ashley, you out there?
Hey, hi, guys.
Awesome. Hey, Ashley. And she is just new to the team. She has been with us less than 3 weeks. So congratulations, lady. We are so glad to have you on the team. And I'm going to kick it way back over to you, Matt.
Thanks so much, Dani. And welcome to our team, guys. This is a great family. You couldn't be a part of a better organization. With that, guys, again, thank you so much for helping us celebrate together. Recognition is important, guys. And so we look forward to seeing more people type it in the chat next month for PC Pro and Mad Streak and that type of thing. With that, I'm going to kick it right back to Leigh Perry.
Hey, thank you so much, Matt Miller. Appreciate your enthusiasm and congratulations to everybody, and especially to Janika and Ashley. Welcome, welcome. You guys will appreciate tonight. We had so many positive comments about last week, part 1 of the Let's Talk About What Happened at Convention and all the many changes. One of the things we didn't talk about was compensation. And so we thought that was probably a really important thing, because as Steve said when we got started, it's not the only reason we do what we do. We come for the money, we stay for the mission, but it is important to understand your money. So somebody who loves to take it apart is Miss Dani Goeden. So Dani, tell us a little bit about the changes.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, I love to examine everything and I understand the comp plan very well. So if you have any questions about it, you can ask me. But the new comp plan, how many of you have really dived into it yet? Anybody but me? I know John Bradley has. Sheila.
Ken Blum.
Awesome. Ken Blum. Awesome. All right. So some of you might have looked at the comp plan and said, hey, how come the new associates don't get as much money as they did before? Well, here's an answer for you. They do, as long as they fast start qualify. So here I'm going to share you my screen. I actually have the convention slides for y'all. All right, can we see that, Leigh? Okay, perfect.
Beautiful.
All right, so, oops. So first I'm going to talk about the residual commissions. I don't know about you, but I didn't understand the residual commissions before. I didn't understand how I got it. I didn't understand how it was calculated. And so when somebody would ask me how it was calculated, I was like, I don't know, the computer pays me and it just makes sense. And that's what I would tell people. They're like, that doesn't make sense, Dani. You should know how to do this. And as a person who loves to know things, I was a little confused. So you will be happy to know that now on year one, on month 13, you're going to get 10% of what you got. So if you got $70 in commissions for your membership, you're going to get $7 deposited in your account on 13 months. Now, some of you are like, only $7. Well, think about that $7 times 100 memberships. Well, there's $70 right there, right? Boom. And then on and on and on and on again. And then you get that $7 month after month, year after year, up to 20 years. 20 years. Yeah, I said that. 20 years, that $7, as long as they're on the books, towards your debit balance. And then if your debit balance is paid off, you get that money in your bank account. How huge is that? That is amazing. So before I move on, does anybody have any questions about that part?
Yeah, what happens after the 20 years?
So the 20-year, well, you'll have more memberships. So hopefully you're still selling memberships year after year after year. So you'll continue to have memberships on your books for the lifetime. It's just at that 20-year mark of that particular membership, it'll stop going. But hopefully you'll like I had memberships from 11 years ago, 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. They will all each go their 20 years.
Dani, will we get, if we're on as earned, will we still get that, we get 10% or would we get the full residual?
You still get the 10%. Just it would pay out just the same. Your as earned payment is exactly the same as your residual payment. Cool.
Just
All
to
right.
clarify that, Dani, that means
Yeah.
you get both. If you're as earned, you get 20%.
Correct. That's right. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to move on because we only have a limited time, guys. So, all right. This was our old compensation plan. Here is our new compensation plan, right? A new associate gets $70 up front once they fast start qualify. All right. And once they fast start qualify, that's the 2-in-1 or 180 in premium. They will move to the senior associate level, which is $90. This is where some people are like, well, that's a little less than before. And you're right. Those parts are a little less, but here's the big difference. If you are big on building, your team overrides are going to be a lot higher. So helping everybody get to the next level is going to be a lot more beneficial to you as a builder. So somebody that is an executive director making $370 per membership is going to make almost $300 in overrides versus the previous $198. So I'm going to go into, I'm going to come back to this page. Give me a second. So I want to go into some examples. So when a new Fast Start associate comes on board and they enroll $130 in premium, they make $140. Okay, yeah, that's less than the $220 that they made before. But here's what's different. Our Fast Start bonus is now $300. So they make a total of $440 in their first 20 days versus $320 in their first 20 days. Does that make sense where the money is going? Now we're giving it in the bonuses and we're giving it in the overrides. Anybody have any questions about that before I go backwards a little bit? Okay. Leigh, if you can help me out with questions because I can't see everybody on the screen. All right, so now I want to go back to the level advancements and what it takes to level advance. Oh, John Bradley, I see you have a hand up.
Hi, yes, I'm going back to the original comp plan page. The $70 that the associate gets, is that paid up front or is that $583 a month for 12 months until they Fast Start qualify?
That would be the second one, the $583 a month till they Fast Start qualify.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Did everybody catch that? Cool. All right. So I want you all to see what it takes to get to each level because the premium did go up, so did the amount that it takes to advance. So it's, our 5490 plan is now a 6490 plan. We got $10 extra in premium there. Plus we got $2 extra in premium on all of the supplements. We went from $12.95 to $14.95. So that being said, the 120 and the 180 to senior associate is still the same. But the difference here now is you need $500 in premium to go manager with 4 new associates. Why did we move to 4? Because we were doing 3, 3, 3, and 3, and then you were executive director and we said you need a 4th one to go platinum. So now instead we're just starting you off on the right track, 4 to begin with, and you're building 4 legs right from the get-go. So it's now 504 to manager, 2,004 to senior manager, 4,004 managers to director, and then 800 and 1,600 in premium to go senior director and executive director. So yes, all the premium went up. Yes, you do have to have one more leg, but remember when I go back to the previous screen with the overrides, look at the overrides you're going to get when you're building that team now. Right? That's what's making the difference. That's where it is important for the money to show people that that's where the money is now, is in building a team. The true leverage of this company is in building a team. All right. So as I talked about before, Fast Start is now a $300 bonus. And as the sponsor, you get a $100 bonus. Okay. And that has to be done in the first 20 days. And they do have to attend the first step and Fast Start class. Okay. And then you can get a $700 bonus by helping them go manager, and you get a $300 bonus. Again, that's got to be in their first 45 days, and they've had to have attended first step and Fast Start. Now, they don't have to have Fast Start qualified to associate to still get the manager bonus. Let's say they miss it, but they don't miss the manager bonus, they can still get the manager bonus. But that's $1,000 in bonuses available to a new associate in their first 45 days, plus all the commissions, plus all the overrides. All right, so I already went over that. Again, so here's what it would look like as a new manager. They used to make $802 going from associate to manager, and now they make $960. So that is an increase of 20%. Okay, I'm going to talk about Performance Club really quick, and then I'm going to take last questions and we're going to head out. to another special training. So Performance Club, now they have milestones. As you guys saw, the legends that had 240 months, which is 20 years, I think, if my math is right, got these really cool trophies at convention. So each milestone is going to have a really cool thing. I'm not entirely sure what all the cool things were. Leigh, do you remember what all the cool things were? Okay, I don't remember either. But you can hit each milestone right now. You know, I'm 57 months, 58 months in, so I'm right in between 50 and 75. So I'm really excited about that. But here is where PC has changed. Okay, so they dropped it again from months 4 through 11 to months 3 through 11. When you PC qualify for the first 3 through 11, you get $50, or if you PC Pro, you get the $150. Okay, and then 12 through 23, you get 100 or 300 if you're PC Pro. And then 24 plus is 150, or 24 or PC Pro is 500. So see what a big difference from PC to PC Pro, just an extra 100 points in premium. That's less than 2 extra memberships a month. And you could be making extra, like there's 100 here, there's 150 here, and then there's 350 here of extra money on the table for you. Okay. Now, if you want even more extra money, when your team, you and your team have power team recruits, meaning those are recruits on your team that aren't on an executive director leg, 5 through 9, you get 1.25% of that addition on top of your 500 or whatever you're at. And then if you have 10 plus people, you get 2 times. So like your 500 would turn into $1,000. I hope that all made sense. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. If I can find my stop share button. And I'm gonna come back to you all and see if you guys have any questions. Leigh, do you have any questions you would like to ask me?
No, I was just going to say, Dani, that if anybody has questions, they can go out to the LS Engage and to the resources and check out the compensation sheets, and as well as the PC, the Performance Club site. You can just click through to that and get all the info there. So if you've got any more questions, that's a great way to do that. And as Dani has said, she's made herself available, and you can always get with your upline.
Yeah, I've studied it pretty well. Steve does have a question though. Steve?
Just a real quick one. The multipliers for bringing in new recruits, those only apply to increase the amount of your PC bonus. They don't actually multiply your PC points like they used to.
Correct. Well, the multiplier for your PC points is still there. The 50% and 75% multiplier is still there for your PC points for recruits. But this is a multiplier for your bonus, where if you and your team do between 5 and 9 recruits, you get 1.25% above your bonus.
Okay, so I would still, if let's say I had 100 PC points this month so far, and I recruited somebody, then that multiplier would kick in and it would make it 150.
Correct.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yep. All right. Well, again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Check it out on LS Engage. It's a wonderful new comp plan. There is so much extra money on the table for all of you. And I would love to get with you. Yes, John, I'm sure about the multiplier answer because it's already multiplied in my back office for this month's recruits for me. So appreciate that. All right, well, with that, I'm going to kick it out to our one and only special Millionaire Club member, new author, Mr. John Drennan.
Well, thanks so much. And I'm taking some time tonight during this Zoom to talk about some real important things coming up. So I want to start with this. First of all, do a wave if you know who Frank Coin is. Okay, good. Most of you on my screen, and if you're on my screen, your video is probably on. But before I do that, I want to go back to the stories. You know, Annette, what a great job you do with that. And let's just go to the story that Matt shared. And I want everyone put yourself in the shoes of that person who's being let go or laid off, and where the company seems to have all the power in terms of what happens to that person's life going forward. But that's not true when you've got Legal Shield. That person's got equal power. And so a story like that is so valuable because millions of families experience what Matt's members experiencing. And then Linda Beck, I want to go back to what you said, and I hope everyone really took that in. I know I did it, and I could relate to it so much that there was a time she really couldn't see herself on stage, but now she can. You know, that's what we call transformational. And that didn't happen in a moment. Well, it did happen in a moment, but it was a lot of moments on top of each other until it got to a kind of a place to break her through to see herself on stage. And now, how many, show of hands, now see her going on stage, knowing she sees herself doing that? And so that was awesome. And then finally, Dani, as you were talking, and great job going through the comp plan, I got thinking about, you know, with today's comp plan, you can literally personally be an executive director with 25 people. When I got started, and Ted Wilson was right there that same time, when we got started, we needed 75 people to be executive director. Except back then, we could not count our own sales. So if you wanted to do it for your team, you actually needed director legs doing 75 people. And so it's pretty amazing. Executive director is easier than ever. And then also the idea that they now have us thinking in terms of build 4 legs totally makes sense, because that ultimately maxes out the comp plan. So here's a question for everyone to ask of ourselves. Who are my 4? Who are my 4? Some of you might say right now, I don't have 1. Some might say, well, I've got 1. I'm looking for my 2nd. But once you get 1, then start asking this question, who are their 4? So I'm looking at Dani and Alan on here, and Dani would say Alan is one of our 4. So then Dani's question is, okay, who are Alan's 4? And so that's just a continuation of the business. So with that, I want to go back to Frank at Coin. Most of you know who he is. I know Frank pretty well. I've sat in an all-day financial business seminar he's done that was absolutely mind-blowing. And Mr. Frank at Coin's companies have literally earned hundreds of millions of dollars outside of Legal Shield. He is a business genius. And a big part of his genius is taking normally hard to understand ideas and bringing them down to very simple. So about 3 weeks ago, I was on a training he did with his team, just listening. I found out he was doing this training and I took it in. So I contacted him. I said, would you do that for Success Partners? People would love this. So he agreed to do it 1 week from tonight. So I want to make sure you put in big black ink in your calendar to be on here a week from tonight. And that training is going to be most of the Zoom next week. But it's a Zoom he did for a chamber group virtually of about 140 different chamber members. And he learned so much doing the training. And he also did a lot of study. And let me just share a couple of things. One is he's going to share with you a lot of data regarding side hustles. And that's the terminology for what part-time work, you know, contracting and things like Legal Shield, network marketing are side hustles. You're gonna be pretty blown away, I think, because I know I was looking at or seeing what he said, but then getting into why Legal Shield is such a special side hustle. And that piece of it is absolutely brilliant. And I'm thrilled that you're all going to have a chance to see that. So that's 1 week from tonight. Next thing I want to quickly promote is just the use of Zooms. You know, I see Lynn Schuster-Williams, and a few years ago in Louisville, we came up with this idea of let's just start promote gatherings, because yeah, we had briefings, but we had luncheons and we had wine and cheese events, and we tested a lot of different ideas. I see Sheila Bird. I remember being at events that Sheila and her husband Carlos did where there were dinners and buffets and different times a day. So we ended up saying all these are gatherings. Well, with COVID, we've all gone virtual. Well, so what are our gatherings now? You know, they're virtual, they're Zooms. So I want to just put a huge emphasis on the importance of the Zooms, where at one time we talked about the importance of the weekly briefing, the weekly luncheon. Now it's the daily Zooms. So I'm just reaffirming the importance of the Zooms. And then the next thing I want to talk about is really big. And I'm aware here, I'm talking to two different audiences in a way, because I know I'm looking at the screens here, and, you know, Ted Wilson and I go back 20 plus years, a long time. John Bradley, I've known for years and years. Carlos and Sheila Bird, oh my God, you know, almost 20 years. Jane Lehman, Timur Halligan, you know, 12, 15 years. Brian Deli, you know, the Becks, Carol Escher. So you've all known me, and you've known me and seen me build this business. Then there's others. I've had to write the names down because you're new to me. Now, Alan's not new, brand new, but he's new. Debbie Graff is not brand new, but she's new. Ashley, Brandon, Jonica, Lisa Holmes, Vera Tucker are really new relative to the 23 years I've been part of Legal Shield. So here's where I'm going with this. Some of you have seen me when I was building this business like a machine. And it was that experience of doing that for years that allowed me to write the Tao of Network Marketing, which I invested a lot of time doing earlier this part of the year. But I've been doing something else as well, and it's been now well over a year. And again, those who know me, some of you knew me from the People's Network, which was a personal development platform. And so for 20 plus years, I've actually had a business plan in place to launch a personal development company, but the timing wasn't right in the 90s. So I've continued to watch technology and watch things happen. And about 15 months ago, found a partner to really escalate conversations around this personal development concept. And I am thrilled to let you know, first of all, in my Legal Shield business, if you've known me, you know I've been in more of support mode, not build mode. Well, the last 15 months, I've invested a lot of brain cells in putting together a personal development platform that's about to launch. And the name of the platform is Consergo. Consergo is a Latin word that basically means we rise together. Now, why am I talking about this right now? Well, first of all, the three-legged stool of success in Legal Shield and life is showing up activity and personal development. Those of you who know me know personal development's always been a driver in my life. And so this is really a lifetime dream. And so Consergo, we all rise together. Basically, the concept is this is a platform where seekers, and you're all seekers. If you're in network marketing, you're a seeker. Connect with teachers. And when I say teachers, I'm saying practitioners, coaches, trainers, authors, in an environment where everyone rises together. And so this platform is being introduced to the public on November 1st, which is a Monday evening. And I want to share just a little bit more about this, but I wanted you to have it on your calendar because I believe this personal development platform is going to be an accelerator for each of you that make use of it in that third leg of the stool. Now, I mentioned that it's about seekers and teachers. We are launching with a core group of teachers. Our teachers, by definition, are people who have proven they've got demonstrated abilities to help people grow. And one of our teachers in the launch of the platform is our very own Miss Lynn Schuessler Williams, author, speaker, trainer, who we all take for granted. I know we all do because I do. That's the nature of being human, because I talk to her almost every day. But oftentimes I step back and just am wowed by how amazing she is. If you ever come on our Friday morning stretch call, she just, it's at a whole nother level because of her skills. So I wanted to go out to Lynn because she's been behind the scenes with this for many, many months and in on many conversations. So Lynn, I just want you to be able to weigh in for people how Consergo may prove to be valuable for people.
Absolutely, John. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited that we are talking about it to this audience, because I know that this audience is going to be so excited with us. And so Consergo is going to be this amazing opportunity. Now, I know that all of you know that the three-legged stool includes personal development. And I know we're preaching to the choir saying personal development's important, but I just want to demonstrate for you, Linda Beck, John said all those moments leading up to that moment when she believed she could see herself on stage, all of those moments and the growth through all of those moments to the one where she could see it were influenced by her personal development and her willingness to do it. Annette Zobar, I don't know how many times I've heard Annette Zobar say that personal development has changed her life, right? The moment she knew she could move from Illinois to the coast of Mississippi, right, was influenced by all of those moments, all that contribution of personal development along the way. All of us have stories like that. And so this is an incredible resource. Consergo is going to be just an amazing resource. Now, there's something besides coming November 1st and joining us for this amazing public launch. And I hope everybody here will do that, that you can do. And I'm putting right now in the chat a link to a Facebook group for Consergo. This is a public Facebook group. Anybody can come and join. It's wide open. Just come, be there, interact, help us generate some excitement about this. We hope you'll see it. Right at the top of the group right now is an interview that I did with John on Zoom, where he really kind of takes a few minutes to talk about the whole thing. So I hope you'll watch it. I hope you'll enjoy it. There will be links there in the next less than 24 hours that'll be places where you can register for November 1st, and you'll be seeing that link promoted a lot in that Facebook group. So we want you to come and be a part of that Facebook group with us, be part of the whole vibe and the excitement. As we say on Friday morning, just dial into the feeling tone of this Consergo thing, because it is a vibe worth catching for sure. And I just can't even say enough. I know all of us are John Drennan fans, but we really need to say a big thank you for following your dream. Thank you for believing that something like this could come to be, because we are, each and every one of us, going to benefit from this. Thank you, John.
Well, thank you, Lynn. And whether anyone on here is a fan of me or not, really, I'm appreciative, but it doesn't matter. Here's what matters. Can you be a fan of Consergo? Because Consergo is going to be about initially a handful of coaches, trainers, faculty, and then dozens, and then hundreds, and eventually thousands. So it's going to be a true buffet. I want to clarify a couple things. First of all, we've gone over tonight. I get that. So thank you for indulging this part of tonight. Secondly, in no way is Consergo a network marketing company. It's not a business opportunity. It's a personal development resource. And on November 1st in the evening, if you register and come on, what you're going to see is the public reveal of our website, our initial listing of events that you can plug into, how to become a member if you want to, and then what members are going to have access to. And so it's been a long time coming. So with that, certainly if any of you have offline questions, comments, why don't you direct those directly to me? I'm directing everybody else elsewhere, but I'd love for you to come direct to me with any questions you have at johndrennan@gmail.
Hey,
So-
John, I just want to pop back in and say the Consergo Facebook group just went over 100 members thanks to Success Partners right here during this call. Woo!
Yeah, and 100 might seem like a lot, or it might not. Well, we haven't opened it up to a lot of people. We have been in a pre-launch beginning rollout, so there are a lot of people behind Consergo. But in terms of really getting out in a big way, tonight's actually the first announcement to any group of people outside of what's been a very kind of confined group of people. And there's some pretty mind-blowing support behind what we're doing. So thank you, everybody. And with that, Leigh, Dani, back to you to close it. And thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that.
All right. Wow. What an amazing announcement, guys. That was huge. Leigh, do you have any closing comments for us?
I'm just so excited the people that were on this call heard it first here, because the ones that hear it recorded are hearing it secondhand. So kudos to all of you. Since we're talking about personal development, success begins with showing up, as Mr. Drennan says all the time. So kudos to all of you being on, and thanks so much to the team that helped put this call together. Dani, back to you.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. We are done, except for Mr. Steve Beck has an amazing video for us. Thanks. I'll see you next Sunday. Don't forget, we have an extra special guest.
And lots of Zooms this week.
Yes. Invite to the